keep hearing so much about? Come to hide another priceless relic, have you? Wonderful!
Welcome, visitor, to this humble library. May the goddess guide thee in thy search for knowledge. Why, yes, this church is more than a house of worship. It has long been a bastion of the collective knowledge of all of Rivellon, a home for spirit and for learning. Even the good King Breckus in his better days would bless these halls with frequent visits. As I recall, his favorite tomes were those devoted to ancient goblin magic. Though, between us, he also occasionally requests, in somewhat bashful tones, the latest steamy romance. I say, a humble king is such a blessing in these troubled times. Well, I'd be remiss to fancy myself an acquaintance of the good king, but I serve him as best I can, indeed. Have you news of his condition, by the by? It's been so very long since I heard word. Oh, poor king is so beset by troubles. It seems the goddess has sought fit to test him most thoroughly. But our good goddess delivers blessings alongside every trial. She's destined Braccus to face countless troubles, but she gave him a beloved sister to bring him through each one. Cassandra, that dear young woman, I can think of no finer right hand for our king. They're forged by the very souls you know, tied for all time. Well, I've my duties to attend to, haven't I? As long as the hubbub stays out of the library, I'm content. Hardly a day goes by that there isn't a fine ruckus down there, though. Nonsense. He's only a bit ill, of course. And what with the goddess's foes gaining ground, it's no wonder he's touched by disturbances. And I'll not hear anything to the contrary. Oh, that great heavy thing sets the place in tremors. I always see them fiddling about down there, making it heave back and forth. But if you're asking me exactly how, I can't say. Have a look behind some pillars, maybe. They're always sneaking around behind the pillars, making a racket.
The sound. I think the altar moved.
Ready to advance, ready to defend. What can...
Whoever left these silly buttons all over the walls did no favors for the decor.
Did that cause a reaction? I wonder what that did. Now to find out what effect that had. Now to find out what effect that had. I wonder what that did. I wonder what that did. Does anything seem different now? Now to find out what effect that had. Did that cause a reaction? Now to find out what effect that had. Does anything seem different now? Does anything seem different now? I wonder what that did. I wonder what that did. Well, that was efficient.
Welcome, Source Hunter, welcome. I must admit I'm rather disturbed by your presence here. Not because I fear you, no. Because I must assume that the goddess has willed us to meet like this. Like intimates, in these holy chambers. Perhaps she wishes for you to see, Source Hunter. Perhaps she wishes for you to understand our way. Perhaps she has willed it time for our factions to walk side by side toward a new beginning. This history of Source versus Hunter is as long as it is gruesome. Aren't you tired of fighting? So what if it is dark? What is so terrible about darkness? I ask you why a natural and neutral aspect of the cosmos, of our lives, can be banished. It is easy to view death, or sacrifice, as we practice it, as inherently negative. But the easy perspective is very infrequently correct. Why regard death, an utterly unavoidable aspect of our very natures, with fear and panic? Only by abandoning the fear of death do we truly live. You say Source is dark. We say that to use it is to embrace the so-called darkness within each and every mortal. How can we deem an aspect of our very selves to be dark? Who decided that to die was a weakness, a failure, a tragedy? No. To die is to be completed. To kill then, to kill is to carry this completion forward. Ah, Source Hunter, this is what the Conduit fears you will never understand. For how could you? Your kind are agents of maintenance. You must keep the established order. You must enforce the existing laws. But what if everything you know is a mere shadow of what could be? What if you are regulating a system that is inherently broken? Though I doubt you will grasp this, Source Hunter, we Immaculates have come to believe that the life we live is no true life. And we seek to restore a better, more authentic existence. The original way, Source Hunter. The singular awareness that was once the void. Before we were wrenched apart by existence. Before we were separated into a million warring minds. And the time is nigh. Each sacrifice brings the void closer. Each bloodstone helps the Conduit to call it nearer. She and she alone communicates with the goddess. She and she alone can bring the goddess' intention to the ears of the faithful. Whither the goddess turns her eyes, the Conduit is there to enact her will. And now do you see, Source Hunter? Do you understand that walking the Immaculate Path is the only way to conclude this experiment called existence? Do you see that to bring true balance, true equilibrium, we must rejoin one another in the void? And do you see why I cannot permit you to intervene in what is coming?
Whatever is in here, the Immaculates have gone to dire lengths to conceal it.
I don't know whether I'm relieved or disappointed there isn't a legion of undead demon mages waiting for us.
Bless my stars!
my death rattle. Contains me. For the 7!
I'm falling like a rat here. Into the fray once more.
My turn through the gauntlet? With pleasure.
My kingdom for a dry shirt.
Falling like a rat here. Stitch of time, eh, my friends?
As thrilling as the stage, though not half so bloody.
To welcome you. will put you in your place. Battering ram! Seven, it's Spirus!
Into the fray once more.
reach of my power.
Steady above the elements.
A stitch of time, eh, my friends?
As good as a new penny.
Sweet relief.
Now this is valuable. I've got my eyes on the prize.
Dance and dugongs, you nearly startled me out of my boot.
Fortune! So Leandra's devised a method for destroying Death Knights.
That sounds more than promising.
Gods! Leandra's building an army in order to defeat Astarte and unleash the Void.
Our friends on the homestead will want to hear this right away. Now that we know exactly what she's doing, we've got the advantage over the so-called conduit.
A map to the Source Temple in the Phantom Forest. Sounds like a location worth noting. The Seven Grand Abundance!
Commanders, I do apologize for the state your homestead is currently in. It's like a zoo in here, or worse, an imparium. That's right. These red little blighters appeared as out of nowhere when another one of the portals became active. God 7 or 700. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's imps.
Aye, aye, Captain.
I know, but really, they're zany, they're exasperating, they're unpredictable, and they have about as much use for history as a professional clairvoyant has. Band of... Why, I'm not one of them! Not one of those exiles that were slaves to demons and their own inadequacies!
Think I could fly?
But talk to them if you must hear their history. I haven't the stomach for the vagaries of my own species. No, what I need is the sound of a symphony, a whiff and a swig of old tasty wine, and above all, a shelter away from imps.
It takes to sap a human to vapor.
Greetings, Source Hunter. I've a great many questions for you, if you've the time to answer them. Well, to start, I do quite wonder how this place came to be. A shelter plane at the end of time? Incredible! Next, I'm curious if you could tell me the exact weight of your partner. I'm guessing somewhere in the area of 24,670 raccoons, but I can't be totally certain. If you had time, I'd also like to inquire after your dear mother. How is her health these days? And that rash on her right cheek? Healed, I presume? And finally, compasses. How in the God's 7 names do they work? And so the mysteries remain.
What's the word, Source Hunter?
Aye, aye, Captain.
So that's her plan. She intends to summon Astarte and the Void Dragon and overwhelm the goddess with an unstoppable army. With Astarte gone, there will be nothing to stop the Void from consuming all of Rivellon. Our mission is greater than us, greater than Leandra, Source Hunter. It is a quest to save all of existence from eternal blackness. Her plan must not succeed. Sister, what have you done? I cannot condone the terrible things she's done, but I can seek to understand them. With our soul forged in such tatters, I believe Leandra is adrift in the not at all inconsiderable sorrows of our lives. What's more, I sense a terrible force bearing down upon the bond between us. It is hungry, and it consumes ever more of Leandra's mind and soul. I cannot say exactly what this force might be, but I'm certain it's both driving me out and driving Leandra on. If I could only repair the forge, I'm certain she'd put a stop to this madness.
Takes to sap a human to vapor.
Source Hunter, you've learned so much already. That spell you found. If it's to be believed, Leandra has created Death Knights. Only that spell, combined with her blood, will make them vulnerable to attack.
It's a wonder stashed inside. You know what?
Gods, Death Knights, this is dreadful news. Worse than I could have expected. Death Knights are a terrible sight. Fortunately, you're 2 steps ahead of my sister. With that vial of her blood and the fail-safe spell you rescued from the mines, you can craft a piece of magic powerful enough to render her army vulnerable. You're 2 steps ahead of my sister, dear Source Hunter.
Tell me, O Weaver, if you know all that is past and present, does that mean you know the future as well?
Alas, no.
Aye,
I can predict with a degree of certainty, but I cannot speak of what is to come unequivocally. Time and I
wonder
are
how
one,
much of a spark
but we
it
must hope
takes
to
to
run
zap
our
a
course
human
before
to
reaching
vapor.
reality.
A bit drafty in here, isn't it? Are we near a vent?
You and Zandalor have always been close, Ahu. Pray tell, did you know anything about his affair at the King Crab?
Come now. Do you really think he'd let me in on it in advance if he'd been planning an affair with your sister?
How can I tell? Maybe you taught him a thing or two about slinking around in between shadows.
If that were true, Ricard, he wouldn't have been murdered, resurrected, and pursued by the bringer of the apocalypse as a result, now would he?
Ha! True enough.
Oh, and the imp of the year. Every year. Every year!
What's the word, Source Hunter? Source Hunter, you've learned so much already. That spell you found. If it's to be believed, Leandra...
Think I could fly straight to the void?
I have seen the void, and it haunts me. Follows my vision like confused spots after staring in the sun.
We are haunted by the same vision, my friend. The end of all visions. There are quite a number of imps here, my most honored guest.
I hope your quest fares well, dear hunter.
You know what, great? I could tell
She
a joke.
knows of the wizard Zandalor and the fabled Temple of the Source. She wants to get in. It is part of her purpose. Ikara is key, hunter. She knows Zandalor. We must find him before Leandra does.
What's the word, Source Hunter? Source Hunter, you've learned so much already. That spell you found, I believe the answer to that begins centuries ago. Ours still. Their meekness wouldn't save them from the Source Hunters. They came on a quiet. We climbed the source. From that moment, we would... my sister and I. Their days were spent... We were as you know, Leandra and I... But it was me. Her heart broke. My connection to her. Our soul forge grew weaker. It was as though some...
So this tapestry represents all of time. One wouldn't think time itself would include so many threads dangling temptingly where any claw could reach it.
Look alive, Madam Weaver. Our friend Ahu here is no better than the Void when his instincts overcome him. Clawing at time and void. He wouldn't, would he?
A bit drafty in here, isn't it?
Fly straight
Are
to
we
the
near
void?
a vent?
I think I could fly straight to the void.
The imp of the year. Every year. Every year, I said.
You know what, great? Jokes. Oh,
I
could
have
tell a
seen
joke
the
or two.
void,
Free
and
on
it
a good
haunts me.
day.
Follows my vision like confused spots after staring in the sun.
We are haunted by
Have you
the
seen
same
my magic
vision, my
box?
friend.
It's got all
The end
kinds
of
of
all
wonders stashed
visions.
inside.
But only in the dark can light be born. Let us cling to that and hope. You and Xandalor. There are quite a number of imps here, my most honored guest. At the King Crab.
Come now.
Ask,
Do you really?
and I shall answer. If I can.
Stop.
How can I tell?
Captain?
Maybe you taught him a thing or two about slinking around in between shadows.
If that were true, Ikara, he wouldn't have been murdered, resurrected, and pursued by the bringer of the apocalypse as a result, now
Drafty in
would he?
here, isn't it?
Huh,
Are we near
true enough.
I mean, every year.
Every year, I think.
Tell me, O Weaver, if you knew all that is past and present, does that mean you know the future as well?
Alas, no. I can predict with a degree of certainty, but I cannot speak of what is to come unequivocally. Time and I are one, but we must both run our course before reaching reality.
I wonder how much of a spark it takes to zap a human to vapor.
Aye, aye, Captain.
So this tapestry represents all of time.
Every year,
Time itself would include so many threads dangling, tempting where any claw could reach.
Look alive, Madam Weaver. Our friend Arthur here is no better than the void when his instincts overcome. Clawing at time and void.
A bit drafty in here, isn't it, eh? Are we near Have you seen my magic box? It's got all kinds of wonders stashed inside.
Tell me, O Weaver, if you know all that is past and present, does that mean you know the future as well?
Alas, no. I can predict with a degree
think I could fly straight to the void? I think I could fly straight to the void. All the way up.
I wonder how much of a spark it takes to zap a human to vapor.
Doom. Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
I have seen the void, and it haunts me. Follows my vision like confused spots after staring in the sun.
You know what are great? Jokes. Oh, I can tell a joke or two. Free on a good day.
Oh, and the empathy year. Every year, I think.
Warm as dragon's breath.
Out of the wilds, you venture into the embrace of immaculate. Salutations!
Wait for me!
To stand on. relief.
Let the blood of our enemies be your motivation!
Gods, leash this evil to the blood.
Hobbling assault!
The heart beats too slowly to sustain me.
I'm dying. Sweet relief.
I feel like I've just had a long bath in a cold lake.
You are not welcome on our hallowed grounds.
Gadasha the Bountiful be praised that we have made it out of that hell-sent sandstorm. The hour grows so very late, so very quickly. Pace-slowing impediments such as these will be the death of us should they persist. I've told you parts of the saga that is my life, Hunter. But I have yet to divulge the true reasons for my haste. Perhaps, at long last, I had better do so. By all means, if you're in the mood for such a dark tale. I did. Yes, I hissed, fool that I was. I should have died that day. But instead, I fell into a stupor and awoke in a different realm of Rivellon, bereft of all my wealth, and with my soul betrothed to a demon's debauchery that would be 10 centuries in the making. But it had also kept its promise, that life-seeding obscenity of a creature, for I was my young, my healthy self again. And yet, my bodily convalescence merely betrayed my utter mental degradation. A necromancer and a demonologist I had become. A lowly conjurer of atrocities whose every heartbeat screamed Hiraka and pumped the bitterest of biles through my being. Like a savage, I lived in the wilds, a companion of beasts, not man. It was there that I learned to love them so, the animals of this world. These gentle beings that don't know the meaning of betrayal or greed, that kill but to feed, not because it brings them wealth or pleasure. In time, resolve settled within my soul, despite being so irrevocably besieged by dissolution. I decided that I wouldn't accept the shackling of my being so easily. 1,000 years the demon had given me, and 1,000 years I dedicate to pitting my knowledge of demonology against its eponymous creatures. Yes, it is my resolve to kill the thing I summoned, and I have been stalking it for well over 9 centuries. I, Hunter, I am nearly 1,000 years old. 25 of them a king, the rest a restless predator. Balberith is the demon's name. If I don't find and slay him before the year is out, my soul will be his to torture eternally. Now you know what drives me. Now you know the reasons for my haste. Either I fail and suffer for all time, or I win, and life everlasting will be mine. That is a good question. As for Hiraka, I don't know what happened to her. I have seen my erstwhile palace from afar, a ruin now, a house of wind and dust. beyond a doubt she moved on and lies, as we speak, in the arms of another king, assuring him he's only a bit under the weather, that his humors will be in balance again within a matter of days. Poor man. Like all men, he's a fool. Oh, but how I long to be wise. There has to be a first, hasn't there? If I can look her in the eye and denounce her, that shall be a start. But perhaps that day will never come. Born a fool and buried a fool. Perhaps that is simply how it must be. More prey awaits.
What a life it is that Jehan has led. Like listening to a great tragedy. A tragedy that is about to come to an end.
To an end, yes. A tragedy no longer. There's time yet to slay that demon and save Jehan.
Perhaps, though I'm in no particular hurry. If Jehan has made his bed with demons, he may well have to lie in it.
Toasty.
Gather round your dance-free goblins. Revere me with a jolly jig. Enough. Go and rest. What have we here? One of two. The two of one. The torn of time. Oh, I know all about you. Clueless outcast, more than you know yourself. Among these faithful minions of mine, you may stay unharmed. You may leave unmolested, but only if you indulge me. I wonder, don't you know? Reflect on that which was, is, and shall be. And I wonder how you would respond to a few hypotheticals. If hypotheticals indeed they are, then let us begin. Say you meet two soldiers on a strip of beach. They impede your way, the discourteous drunks. Do you accept their orders to accompany them? Or do you stay true to your course and damn their lives? Now stand and
I would stay true to my course.
So would I.
Now say you meet a starving man. He is eyeing raw fish on a merchant stall as if it were the world's greatest treasure. Do you slap his hand bent on thievery? Or do you close your eyes to his lawless intent? Jolly jig.
I would close my eyes.
Not me. I would slap his hands.
Drink spirit wine.
Your demise would be such a great loss. Don't be tricked by this spirit pole.
You are mistaken. Chew it over and change your mind.
You're to fall to the reverence of this totem. Now stand. And fall to the reverence of this totem. Now stand. And fall to the reverence of this totem. Now stand. And enough. Go and rest. Drink spirit wine.
No. We'll do as I say, and there's an end to it.
And finally, say that you meet a creature in distress. A beast of burden, perhaps. Wounded while protecting his mistress or master when they were assaulted by lonely bandits. Do you go to great lengths to save it, even though it doesn't concern you in the least? Or do you leave it to die and become carrion bird supper?
I would go to great lengths to save it.
So would I.
Oh, shameless liar that you are. Your actions and words clash like water and fire into the midst of discord. Hear the spirits speak, my... Revere
This totem leaves a nasty taste in the mouth and a vicious slitting in the back of the mind. I smell demons.
To me, my goblins, gather round your totem.
What just happened?
You are not welcome on our hallowed grounds. To me, my goblin, enough. Go and rest. Drink spirit wine.
Gadasha the Bountiful. I've told you parts of the saga that is my... Yes. Let's get this. I did. And yet, like a savage, I lived in the wilds. A companion of beasts, not man. Hiraka. Never had I known. After it smiled. Of course it did. In time, yes, it is my resolve. Balbering. Either I fail and suffer for all time, or I win, and that is a good call. So I shall. My instincts tell me he hides from sight in Phantom Forest. I could have guided you there, of course, but your own quest seems to push us inevitably in that haunted realm's direction. Maybe we'll both find answers. Answers and conclusions in that ghoulish grove where phantoms dwell. And so let the hunt continue.
What a life it is that Jehan has led.
If that is how it must...
Nonsense.
Potent heat!
The spirits summon me. Die for me, my goblins. Die! Now rise from the dead once more and drink great spirit rum.
You really shouldn't have done that, Pigskin. But I'm so very glad you did.
your totem. Fall to the reverence of this totem. Now stand. And fall to the reverence of this totem. Now stand. And fall to the reverence of this totem. Now stand. And enough.
It's a mirage.
To me, my goblins, gather round your totem.
Feeling hot under the collar.
I'm warm as fresh.
What have we among? I wonder, don't you know? You may leave. Die.
This totem leaves a nasty taste in the mouth and a vicious slitting at the back of the mind. I smell demons.
Bonfire.
To me, my goblins, gather round your totem.
A kiss from afar.
Stitch of time, hey, my friends? Into the fray once more.
Blows.
Much, much divine!
My turn through the gauntlet with pleasure. Of your entrails. I'll defend you till my death rattle.
awaits you.
What do you think, Source Hunter? Shall I start shredding from the top or the bottom?
Without aid, I will expire soon.
I've been struck by lightning!
Your enemies are my prey, Source Hunter.
See the white light?